Shabbat Shalom. This is Rabbi Aaron Boxt from Temple Kolemeth in Marietta, Georgia. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Vayeitzei from Genesis 28 verse 10 through Genesis 32 verse 3. We find Jacob leaving his home and journeying to Haran, where eventually he will not find one but two wives. Along the way, however, he stops for the night, and he lies his head down and goes to sleep. Later we find in our rabbinic teachings that the place in which Jacob dreams, where he sleeps, is actually the place where the temple is to find itself built the first time, the second time, and where the Jews go to pray even to today at the Western Wall, on the hilltop in Jerusalem. As Jacob is sleeping, he sees a ladder with angels going up and coming down, going from earth to heavens and back. When Jacob wakes up the next morning, he recognizes that he was in a special place, a place where God was, and he did not know it. And he pledges at that moment that if God is to take care of him and to give him great success in life, that he will pledge to also give back to God. And he erects a stone there as an altar and a monument, pledging that eventually a house of God will be built there. This story has always resonated with me. As I was 8 years old and I was hit by a car in which I lost 4 pints of blood, had over 180 stitches in my head, my scalp was ripped open. You could see my skull. This was a moment in which I probably should have died. The doctor said it was a miracle that I survived. And when I was 16 years old or so, I came home from school having had a bad day at school, slammed the door of my room, and the only copy of the Bible we had in our home fell onto the floor, opened up to this story. This same exact story. It was at that moment that I realized God kept me alive because he was in my life and my life had meaning. And it was at that moment that I decided that one day I would eventually become a rabbi, because I realized that God kept me alive because I was to be a teacher and I was to be a student. This story is such an amazing story, an example of God being present in our lives even when we don't expect it, even when we don't recognize it. This Shabbat we are celebrating the bat mitzvah, the coming of age, the entering into adulthood of Shana Fraley. She will read from Parashat Vayeitzei. She will read from the Haftarah portion. She will lead our congregation in prayer. She is making a commitment to this week, to Judaism, to living a life dedicated to her Jewish roots and all that that entails. As usual, I offer you an invitation to join us here at Temple Kolemeth. We have so many things going on. I also invite you to visit our website, www.kolemeth.net, to find out all of the wonderful things that are going on here. I look forward to welcoming you into our congregation as a friend, as a member, as a family member. I wish you all a wonderful Shabbat Shalom, and I hope to see you soon.